So right now I am on the phone with Carla de Puerto Rico. You guys know that I have been playing her song Una Vez Más. A lot of our DJs have been playing it. We're super excited to have Carla on the phone with us. Carla, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me, DJ Echo.
I mean, it is an absolute pleasure. We've been planning this for a while and just excited to, first of all, have your music playing on our station, but being able to introduce you to the crowd and the fan base that we have. So, real quick,
Yeah.
just want to give a little history. Me and you actually met on TikTok.
Yeah,
I
yeah. It's crazy how we met.
right, and I put a post out there
Yeah.
saying, if you're an up and coming artist or you're a new artist or you're an established artist and you just want to get music to a new crowd of people, hit me up. You
Mhm.
hit me up and we started talking on Instagram and then, I mean, that was it. It just kind of blew up from there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, okay, so that we did the intro. I think we're ready to get
Mhm.
into it. I don't know. You good to go?
Yeah.
All right, all right. Okay, so how long have you been singing? Not professionally, just how long have you been singing?
Yeah, well, I've been singing my whole life. Growing up in Puerto Rico, I was part of music groups in school, in church, in college. But it's not like until recently that I started to self-publish my music. And in 2019, I released my debut album, Otras Versiones, which is out right now on YouTube, Carla de Puerto Rico, and SoundCloud. Also search me by Carla de Puerto Rico. And this album is a cover songs album that put together my inspirations from early years and also my favorite songs from that time. So that's basically my story when I started singing.
That's awesome. Now, I love Una Vez Más, and it has like an old school, just an old school flavor to it. You talked
Yeah.
about kind of paying tribute to to some of the people that you may have listened to when you were younger. Who were some of like your musical idols, the people that you kind of looked up to?
Yeah. Well, I had many and I still have like I feel like every day I find new musical idols. But right now, two that are inspiring me a lot are Daddy Yankee and Shakira. So, fun fact about Daddy Yankee and myself, we both were born and raised in the same neighborhood in Villa Kennedy. So he is definitely like an inspiration for everyone in that neighborhood, and then also for me, I just think that his longevity in his musical career is amazing, and he still managed to, although he's a global artist, to go back to his roots, and he always remembers where he came from. So I think that that's something that I want to carry into my musical career. And then Shakira, she is a hit maker. She has a unique style, and she's not afraid to put her style out there and share it with the world. So I think that those two influences will be very important for me to continue my musical career.
Do you see yourself kind of going back, doing what Daddy Yankee did, going back to Puerto Rico, helping out the communities and the neighborhoods? Do you see that as part of your plan?
Yeah, I would really hope so. And helping my community, and then also kind of like collaborating with artists in Puerto Rico. Because I do have some connections from when I used to perform back in college. But definitely taking my music into my neighborhood and then making them see that there's possibilities out there,
Hmm.
that will be amazing. Yeah.
Now, you talked about collaborating. Like, what? Who are some artists? Now, I know you just said Daddy Yankee and Shakira, so I would guess
Yeah.
that those would be two that you would love to collab with. But are there any other artists that you would like absolutely love to collab with, dead or alive? You know?
Yeah, well, actually, there's one I would have loved to collab with Selena Quintanilla.
Oh, of course, yes.
I just think that her musical style, she wasn't only a great singer, right? But she was a great performer, entertainer, and in her music, she was combining, like you said about the music, she was combining classical elements of Mexican music and American modern elements of American music. So I think that if we would have had the opportunity to collab, it would have been a very exciting collaboration because uh, wouldn't be afraid to try different styles and
Right.
mixing them together. And that's what I see also in Una Vez Más. What I'm trying to do with my music is kind of like keeping that essence
Right.
of the traditional
Mhm.
aspect of music with the guitars and the percussion, but also adding that flavor of what we're listening right now on the radio, which is electronic sounds and that mellow vocals. So yeah, definitely Selena. She's still one of my musical idols as well.
Her music was amazing. Her story was amazing. So
Yeah,
I definitely understand why you would love to collab with her. Now
yeah.
you started going into Una Vez Más, and so let's just dive right into that. So this is the single that you have out right now. Like
Mhm.
I've said, like I've told many people, I love this song. It's like you
Thank you.
said, it's very traditional, but it's very modern. It's not like too reggaeton, but it's got just enough where you can
Right,
still dance to it, but you can kind of relax to it. So,
right.
what was the thought process behind Una Vez Más?
Yeah, so Una Vez Más is about not wanting the night to end and to enjoy the moment one last time. So when my producer, Cortez NYC, and I were writing this song, we were actually performing at Cafe Ole, it's a restaurant in Astoria, Queens. And, what we got, the energy that we got from the audience that was coming to see us was that they were enjoying a nice, warm night and they were out and they were having a great time. And by the time that our show was almost over, they were asking for another song. They didn't want the night to end.
Right, right, right.
So, yeah, from that, we captured that energy into the lyrics. And then we decided that it needed to be like a tropical pop music style
Right.
because we saw their reaction when we were performing like my songs from Otras Versiones is a
Hmm.
little bit more of ballads versus when I was doing cover songs, salsa and merengue, they were a little bit more upbeat. So we decided that a tropical pop music style was gonna be perfect for them to hear this song in a restaurant or in a lounge. So that's why it's like a loungy type of vibe, not necessarily a club
Right.
vibe, but yeah, like you can still move to it. And yeah, that was the thought process. And then at the end, we put it out there, and we are super excited by the reaction of everybody, and definitely all the DJs at Triple Threat. I appreciate all the love.
Listen, I mean, we want to play what's up and coming. We want to play the new stuff, but and again, I understand. You don't think it's a club kind of song, but
Yeah,
I can guarantee you, if I play this at any type of event, it
yeah,
may not get people jumping up and down, but it'll get people on the dance floor because it kind of attracts people to one another. This is just one of those songs where you can
right, yeah,
understand
yeah,
the music, but you want to get close and intimate with somebody. I mean, I love this song top to bottom.
yeah.
Now, where
Thank you.
I mean, from the get go of the actual video, again, I love the
Hmm.
video. Um, the scenery that you guys, and I've seen a bunch of your videos, the scenery
Hmm.
that you guys use, like the person who picks these spots out needs to have a raise. Like this person is amazing. So where did you get, like, where was the thought process behind the scenery that you used for Una Vez Más?
Yeah, so the video was filmed in Staten Island, and it was like a hidden gem that we found. Um, we were looking for a location in New York where we can bring those Carla De Puerto Rico vibes, right? So we found this open space near the water with a interesting white structure behind us, and it was a bright sunny day. We were dressed in bright colors, so everything kind of like became this perfect setting
Right.
for what Una Vez Más is, and the sound that you hear. I think that the image definitely translates to the sound, and they like go together so well. So we were looking definitely for those tropical vibes, although we were in New York and we couldn't travel
Right.
because we recorded it. I believe it was in September. But still, we found that, and we were so lucky. And yeah, it was amazing also that the weather worked in our favor.
Yes.
So,
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So, is there an album in the works? Now I know you have, what was it, a collaboration album, right? Where you were collaborating with other people.
Yeah, well, I did my Otras Versiones album, and then I had a couple of singles, uh, kind of like a last end of summer release
Right.
that I did. And then now the album that I have in the works is called Noches Mágicas, and it's gonna be coming out by June,
Okay.
middle of June.
Perfect
Yeah,
time for the
and
summertime. I mean,
yeah. And the album is still keeping that essence from Una Vez Más. So we wanted to make it uplifting. It has influences from Afrobeat, from reggaeton, also
right.
a little bit of dance tracks, and also a little bit of trap. But
Ooh, okay.
we're working it out. It's gonna be very interesting. So definitely you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel.
There you
That is
go.
youtube.com, Carla De Puerto Rico, so you can get the latest news on this new release, which is gonna be, I'm telling you, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing.
And not only can it go there, but as soon as you drop anything, you know that
Yeah,
you have a home here at Triple Threat FM Radio. We will
for
play it.
sure.
We will display it. We love to do hype parties with you, whatever it is.
Yeah,
We're on board for this. So for Una
yeah.
Vez Más, is there a remix in the works, or you're gonna just kind of stick with this and ride this one out?
So for Una Vez Más, right now it's staying how it is. We're
Okay.
gonna see in the near future if maybe we're gonna do a remix.
Okay.
But I am gonna have collabs in my Noches Mágicas album. I'm gonna have producers that are besides my producer Cortes NYC. I'm gonna have other producers producing a couple of songs. I'm gonna have other rappers from Miami coming in
Okay.
and doing some verses. So definitely that's where everything's gonna happen.
Okay. Now a little bit of a curveball. Now, can you
Hmm.
give us some names? Can you kind of drop some names that for collaborations that you have in the works, or you want to keep that hush hush?
Uh yeah. Well, one of the producers is T Rex. So his handle is TWREXX Monsta. So Monsta.
Okay. Okay.
And he's a producer based in Miami, also family. And he makes beats that are kind of like mixing that modern with a little bit of house, and he makes very interesting beats. But in this case, he's gonna be making beats that are a little bit more disco and reggaeton ish. So it's gonna be definitely interesting. And we have more people for the collabs, but yeah, you guys are gonna check it out when the album comes out.
Exactly. They're gonna have to come and they're gonna have to go to the YouTube and they're gonna have to wait.
Yes.
They're gonna have to hit up the Instagram and the Facebook and all that. They gotta wait. TikTok too. We gotta make sure we give the TikTok some love. Um,
Yeah.
okay, so there's an artist out there, young. I mean, on fire. They this is what they know that they want to do. They know that they want to sing. They want to entertain. They were born for this. Give them one piece of advice, one major piece of advice that kind of kept you going throughout the years.
Yeah. Well, this is something that I put in, that I follow myself, and is stay true to yourself and know where you came from. Create quality content, original content, and then don't be afraid to put that content out there. And once you are in social media, don't be afraid to interact with other artists, with radio stations, with DJs, because doors can open and might open. So just be true to yourself, put content out that is quality content, and don't be afraid to be out there.
That's amazing advice. Amazing advice. All right. I like that. You dropped the mic after that one. All right, so shout outs. Give me some shout outs. Your label, producers, your managers, family, etc. Show some love to your people.
Yeah, so I want to shout out Mr. Ark. He was actually the one that made the album cover for Otras Versiones, and he was the one that first spotted that location for Una Vez Más music video. So I really, a big shout out to him. Also, a shout out to Natalie Matos. She is a poet and now a songwriter, because I'm going to be singing a song that she wrote for me in my Noches Mágicas album.
Nice. Okay.
And also shout out to my producer, Cortes NYC, T-Rex. Thank you so much for joining us in the new album. We're so excited to have you. And also just shout out a mi familia en Puerto Rico and my friends all over the world. I appreciate you and thank you so much for your support always.
All right, big shout outs. Okay, okay. And then the last thing, and again, Carla, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Drop the socials. Let people know how they can not only listen to you but interact with you, get to know you better. Drop it all. Go ahead.
Yes. So my music, you can find it on all digital platforms. That means Spotify, Deezer, Amazon Music, everywhere. Just search for Carla de Puerto Rico and you're gonna find me there. And then my socials are Instagram, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Under Carla de Puerto Rico. And on Twitter is the only different one. It's Carla de PR. And also I'm on TikTok, which is Carla de Puerto Rico as well.
There you go. Again, gotta show love to TikTok because that's how we met. And I mean,
Yeah.
this is awesome. So okay, so thank you so much again for your time. I'm looking forward so much to seeing Una Vez Más just kind of keep climbing and climbing and gaining some steam
Yeah.
and looking forward to the album coming out in June hopefully. Like I said,
Yes.
we'd love to help out in any way, get the music out there, do some hype parties, whatever we got to do to get you going. Triple Threat is on your side. So we're gonna go into your song, and rather than me just talk about it, I want you to introduce this beautiful song to the people out there in the world. Go ahead. It's all yours.
So everyone listening to Triple Threat Radio, this is Carla de Puerto Rico, and this is my newest single, Una Vez Más. No quiero que se acabe la noche.
No quiero que se acabe la noche. Quédate, cariño, bailemos una vez más. Quién sabe si te vuelva a ver. Disfrútame ahora, ven. No quiero que se acabe la noche. Quédate, cariño, bailemos una vez más. Quién sabe si te vuelva a ver. Disfrútame ahora, ven. Que no llegue la mañana y no te vea aquí. No importa que peleamos, eres mi lugar feliz. Y quiero que veas cómo mi cuerpo se acelera al verte. Me enciendes, me envuelves. No quiero que se acabe la noche. Quédate, cariño, bailemos una vez más. Quién sabe si te vuelva a ver. Disfrútame ahora, ven. No quiero que se acabe la noche. Quédate, cariño, bailemos una vez más. Quién sabe si te vuelva a ver. Disfrútame ahora, ven. Disfrútame ahora, ven. Oh, suavecito, por olvidarme de todo. Solo contigo me siento yo. Y tus besos me hacen sentir única. Deja esa lucha y vente pa' acá. No quiero que se acabe la noche. Quédate, cariño, bailemos una vez más. Quién sabe si te vuelva a ver. Disfrútame ahora, ven. No quiero que se acabe la noche. Quédate, cariño, bailemos una vez más. Quién sabe si te vuelva a ver. Disfrútame ahora, ven. Quiero que te quedes con ese baile. Y sí, y un poquito, y un poquito suavecito. No me dejes, no seas malito. Y un poquito suavecito, pégate a mí despacito. Y un poquito suavecito, tu cuerpo siente mi ritmo. Y un poquito suavecito, nos quedamos hasta las 5. No quiero que se acabe la noche. Quédate, cariño, bailemos una vez más. Quién sabe si te vuelva a ver. Disfrútame ahora, ven. No quiero que se acabe la noche. Quédate, cariño, bailemos una vez más. Quién sabe si te vuelva a ver. Disfrútame ahora, ven. Disfrútame ahora, ven. llamar tu atención. Quiero llamar tu atención. Eres mucho más de lo que yo pedí. Eres una en un millón. Es que no hay nadie